Alright guys, welcome back. Like the May song that didn't quite make it. If you just missed it, I just posted a video of me and my girlfriend going to get her some new spectacles. If you're into humor, if you like funny videos, and if you like to annoy your girlfriend as much as I do because she annoys you as much as she does, then you will like this video. What I want to do right now is go over the preview for what I think is going to happen with the Cowboys and the Buccaneers game. You know, it's the Buccaneers. You know, the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers. They're coming to town. Hopefully, obviously, figuratively, all those illies. We have to win this game, and we have to show a dominating performance, everything, blah, 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 blah. You know the drill. You know the drill. It's the typical Dallas Cowboys talk this time of year. You know, they're close to 500. Can they make a move? It's the same thing every single season. Okay? Nobody else is going to tell you that. You're thinking that, but you don't hear it. But it's okay to think that. It's okay to believe it. We don't know what's going to happen with this team. Anyways, the Buccaneers, they're not good. They're just a bad team. They have talent everywhere, but something's just not clicking. Whether it's coaching, whether it's having a terrible defense, Jameis Winston being one of the most up and down quarterbacks in the league, not quite living up to that number one pick. We don't know. But at the same time, they do have some offensive talent. They do have some playmakers. They have a defensive lineman. I forgot his name. Forgive me, but he's been killing it these games. They have Mike Evans, they have Deshaun Jackson, they have Humphreys who's been doing well, they have Chris Godwin who's been doing well, Peyton Barber's been getting the rock. The only problem is Jameis Winston on offense, right? I mean, he's going to get you yards, he's going to get you down the field because he is a gunslinger, but what does he do? He throws interceptions, okay? He's good for 1 to 2. Before I would say 2, but now I'm gonna say 1. He's guaranteed 1 interception on Sunday, and that's only because the Cowboys aren't really that good at intercepting. Something that I wish they would have worked on a little bit more from now. You know, your rookie linebacker should not be. You know, I'm pretty sure he's number 1 on our team in interceptions. That shouldn't be true, but. You know, I still love the Dallas Cowboys defense. I love that secondary. I love the linebacking core. I love the defensive line. Keep on doing a good job. Would I like some more interceptions? Absolutely, but I think everybody would. So, let me see my notes. I got some notes here. Let's see. Let me go back to this. What better way than the elite defense, the number 1 defense in my opinion, followed only by Baltimore, to bounce back. And they should bounce back. You know, it's Jameis Winston we're not talking about here. Already said that. Okay, they have the worst rush offense in the league. So Peyton Barber, he's had some up and down games. I think he's had 2 good weeks in a row. I know he had a great week last week. He played well, but again, that was against Baltimore, but Dallas Cowboys defense, they're kind of looking for that bounce back performance. They're looking to get back into that dominant, and we're not about to let Tampa Bay's offensive line, which is mediocre, get the opportunity to take advantage of us. I feel like it's going to be flipped. I feel like the Cowboys defensive line, which is they're the best part about our defense is the defensive line. Don't get that twisted. I feel like they're going to want to come out and they're going to want to play smash mouth football. They're going to want to get to Jameis Winston. They're going to want to force him to make those throws that Jameis Winston makes, and hopefully our secondary will be waiting with open arms, and hopefully they catch it. Secondary. So I just told you about how I think the Cowboys defensive line is the best part of our defense. I think the second best is our secondary. No disrespect for our linebacking core, and I feel like that is so because of Chris Richard. Okay, Chris Richard, he's becoming that household name slowly but surely. People that want to know what they're talking about will start mentioning Chris Richard. I've been following Chris Richard since the day we hired him, when I found out that he was responsible for the Legion of Boom. Okay, I got beyond excited for one player, and that was Byron Jones. Byron Jones is the best cornerback in the league. you can argue with me. We can go back and forth. I would love for you to name a cornerback or two or three that's better. What, you're going to say Jalen Ramsey? That everyone's going to say Jalen Ramsey? I don't think so. His team's 4-10. One would say Xavier Rhodes, but Xavier Rhodes, he's been banged up. I'll give him that, but he hasn't been himself. Okay, you have to put Byron Jones in there. I would say, I think his name is Tremaine Johnson from Buffalo. I think he's probably second, but those two, they're neck and neck. I would put them above, guys like Patrick Peterson. Patrick Peterson is phenomenal, but you have to look at his team and how his team's doing. Byron Jones, in my opinion, is the best cornerback. And then you have Heath, who I don't really like Heath. I'm looking forward to Heath getting replaced by Earl Thomas. I would love me some smash mouth Earl Thomas. I would love me some Pro Bowl Earl Thomas. I would love me some ball hawk Earl Thomas. I would love me some Super Bowl champion Earl Thomas. Bring him in. But Heath has been playing much, much better this season. Xavier Woods, fantastic. Love Xavier Woods. He just keeps on getting better and better and better. He's still going to make mistakes. He still was a sixth round talent, so he's going to make mistakes, but he is a playmaker and he's going to do well. And unfortunately, and this is not a knock on the player itself, it's only because Byron Jones is so good, but whoever's lined up on the other side typically gets picked on, and it's been Chido Awuzie. And personally, I love Chido Awuzie. He's made some mistakes, but it's okay. I think he's a great cornerback, but if you're going against Byron Jones, he's got that side locked up, you're going to get picked on a little bit. So, I look for Chido Awuzie to have a good game. He's going to have to bring it, okay? Because the Buccaneers have playmakers on all sides of the field. They have 4 wide receivers that can play. So Chido Awuzie, Jordan Lewis, Anthony Brown, you guys are going to have to be ready. You have no choice, The Tampa Bay Bucs, they pass the ball all the time. When their run game isn't going, which happens often, they start throwing the ball, which makes Jameis Winston, he'll get you 300-400 yards. He will, because he has to. But then guess what? He's going to get you maybe 2 touchdowns, but guess what? He's going to get you 1, 2, 3 picks, and you guys have to be ready. So linebackers are great. I have no water. Rookie mistake. Linebackers are great. Like I said, they're the third best part of our team. But that's not a knock on them at all. You're talking about 2 Pro Bowl snubs. 2 Pro Bowl snubs are running our linebacker core. And don't forget about Wilson. I love Wilson. If you go back and watch my other videos, I've been talking about Wilson for a long time. Damian Wilson, I love him. So, Byron Jones will look to blanket Mike Evans unless he's lined up against Awuzie, which Byron Jones, what I've noticed is he only lines up on one side of the field. I wish he would kind of follow the team's best cornerback, but if you go back last game, one of T.Y. Hilton's biggest plays came against Chido Awuzie, and Byron Jones was not covering him. So Mike Evans depends on where they move him around the field. I think he's going to have a good game. It's Mike Evans. All the other wide receivers, I think they'll have okay games. I feel like the other cornerbacks just better be ready. I feel like they're going to get picked on. I feel like Jordan Lewis and Awuzie are going to get picked on a little bit. And apparently Deshaun Jackson is good to go. Okay, and I don't want to hear anything negative about Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson can play. Deshaun Jackson's fast. Deshaun Jackson is shifty. Deshaun Jackson can score a 70-yard touchdown at any given point. He's to be taken seriously. If you need to roll the safety, you better roll the safety, because I don't want Jameis Winston to get a 60-yard touchdown pass and put Jameis in the right mindset. I want Jameis's mind to digress, because that's when he starts throwing those ridiculous interceptions. So I expect the defense to be back. I expect them to show up. I think they're embarrassed to what happened to them last week. Even though the Cowboys did get shut out, it wasn't their fault. That they still had a terrible performance, and I think they would be the first ones to tell you that themselves. They don't need somebody like me to come say that. So Cowboys defense, I think no matter what, their coaches on the defensive side know what they're doing. Okay, it's the offensive side we have to worry about. Offensive side is like just just juggling around brains. It's like Jason Garrett is, okay, here's my brain, I'm going to throw it to Linehan, and Linehan throws it to this guy, and somebody gets it back to Jason Garrett. I don't even know their names. The only other person I know is Jumbo Colombo, and he's been doing good. But I guess it's basically Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan, and they're just throwing each other's brains around, not knowing what to do. I don't get it. But the defense, no. Defense is ready to go. Chris Richard will have them ready to go. Speaking of Chris Richard, he needs to become the Cowboys' head coach sooner than later. Head coach. Not defensive coordinator, not special assistant to the coach that calls the defensive plays, none of that. No, he needs to become the Cowboys head coach. This team, the way it is designed, our defense is better than our offense. Okay? So you need to put the defensive coach in charge so at least we have one constant for years to come, and that is our defense. Look at the Baltimore Ravens. I talk about the Baltimore Ravens all the time. They're always in the playoffs or in the playoffs hunt. Why? Because of their defense. We need to have that same thing because we have nothing but young talent on our defense that are going to be around for a long time. They're going to lock down DeMarcus Lawrence. They're going to have to lock down Jalen Smith. They're going to have to lock down Van Der Esch. You have Byron Jones still there. Awuzie stepping up. Earl Thomas is going to come in. I mean, it's Crawford. You can't forget about Crawford. You have all these players that are young, and they're going to want to stay, and they're going to want to have that foundation. And Chris Richard is it. And then you go and you spend your Jerry Jones. You go and you spend a ton of money and get the best offensive coordinator you can that will adjust to what your team has. If it's Dak, then so be it. Then you need to get an offensive coordinator that calls plays that Dak knows how to run. Chris Richard needs to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. On offense, what do you expect me to say? Zeke. Amari Cooper. Zeke. I threw like 3 screens and I tossed it to him and I handed it off. I gave it to Zeke as many times as I could. Wait, hold on. I forgot one. A fly. No linebacker can cover Zeke. Why doesn't he do that more often? Expect Zeke to pop off. Tampa Bay is horrible on defense, especially rush defense, excuse me. Gus Edwards tore them up last week. He did. Goes Goose. Melvin. Mark Ingram and Kamara rushed over 100 combined and scored 2 touchdowns against them the week before. So Tampa Bay, you can move the rock on them and you can score on them. Amari Cooper should improve as well. I expect him to play well. I hope they haven't figured him out. I hope they don't, kind of just go to the line of scrimmage and kind of throw him off his route so he can't go, those 3 to 7 yards that he does where he gets wide open because he's so shifty and Dak just has to throw it to his chest and then he goes and he makes a play. Hopefully they haven't figured that out. So I do expect Amari Cooper to get it going. Beasley's been banged up, Cole Beasley, so we don't know about him. Gallup is very interesting this game. He's going to get open again, okay? He's going to get open. The Dallas Cowboys they're a redundant play calling team. So something that has worked, they're going to call it again without a shadow of a doubt. Okay? The question is, will Dak hit him? We don't know. Speaking of Dak, y'all know how I feel about Dak. If you don't, go check my last videos. I'm sure I mentioned it. I feel like he's going to have a good game against this terrible Tampa defense, okay? I'm going to root for Dak. I think he's going to have a good game. He needs to run the ball, He can run the ball. He can throw the ball against this team. This isn't the Tampa Bay Bucs of the Super Bowl era. There's no John Lynch. There's no Warren Sapp. There's no Derek Brooks. There's no Greg Spires. There's no Simeon Rice coming through that door. This team is terrible. This team is terrible. So with all that said, as Dallas Cowboys fans, we always have these expectations that we set for our team, and there's just expectations because we're either really good or we're really bad. So that is the blueprint for expectations, okay? If we win, People are going to think that we're back on track. People are going to be positive. I get it. Do what you want to do, boo-boo. But I don't believe it yet. I don't believe it yet. Okay, I'm not ready to commit to Dak. I'm not going to sit here and say, okay, Dak, he played one good game. Okay, I need more. I need consistency, and I need deep in the playoffs. I need at least out of the first round, and I need NFC Championship game. I need NFC Championship game, Dak, because this defense is Super Bowl worthy. Your running back is Hall of Fame, multiple Super Bowl worthy. Okay, your wide receiver is Super Bowl worthy. He's proved that. Okay, your backup wide receiver is Super Bowl worthy because he's proven that. He's been open twice. You missed him twice. Okay. What else would you want? What else do you need? Everything is there. Everything is there for you. I don't want to hear about play calling. I'm done with it. I don't want to hear about it's his third year he's developing. I'm done with it. Now is the time. You start this game and you come out and you destroy the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then you say, you know what? That felt good. I'm going to do it again and do it again. But it starts with you. It starts with Dak. It starts with looking off a safety. It starts with making a read. It starts with throwing the ball into the chest or into the arms. Not throwing the ball over here or way up there or throwing the ball here when I'm running this way. You can't do that. That is not acceptable. Okay? Stop throwing these puny little flutter ball passes. Okay? Just stop doing it. I'm tired of Dak kind of just running around, looks like he's about to run or looks like he's about to make a play, but then he just throws this little ball and you don't know what's going to happen. It usually ends up fluttering. Last game, the tight end was just sitting there with the Jeopardy music going through his brain, waiting for the ball. By the time it got there, the defender came and hit it out of the tight end's hands. When you see Zeke when he's going out on that out route, and he's got an opening, throw the ball, get rid of it, put the ball in your playmaker's hands. He did it last week with Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper ran across. Okay, Dak set hut. He kept going. Dak had a split second. That's all he needed to do. A split second to just throw the ball. Amari Cooper he had about 30 yards in front of him. With his speed, he would have gotten, I would say, at least 15, 17, up to maybe 25, 30. Maybe a touchdown. Who knows? Get rid of the ball, Dak. Too much finesse. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. You need to channel your inner Kaepernick. Okay? You need to put some juice on the ball. Okay, maybe not throw those bullets like Kaepernick, but you have to come to a happy medium between just your little cotton balls that are just fluttering around and a gunshot bullet by Kaepernick. You need to get the ball out. You need to get the ball in your playmaker's hands and make it look nice. He has the ability to do it, and I don't want to hear about play calling either. Run. Dak, run. Okay? If you feel the pressure coming, you just have to run. Your thighs are the size of my body, okay? And I'm kind of fat. Okay? Take off running. Just do it. Get that first down. Then you'll feel good about yourself. Then your teammates will feel good about yourself. And before you know it, it's 21-7. And then it's 28-7. And before you know it, everyone's going. You get a defensive turnover, defensive touchdown. It's 35-7. Okay, we're back. But then we have to do it the next game. And then we have to do it the game after that. And we have to do it the game after that. How many is that? We need 6 more wins for a Super Bowl. Is that right? If we lose this game, we are in trouble. We're in trouble. And I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to unless they play like they did last week. I'm going to yell. I'm going to yell a lot. But if they play a good game and they lose, I'm not going to yell. If they get blown out, I don't even know. I'll just sit here and say I told you guys I had a bad feeling. That's what I will say. I will. And I won't be shook up about it. During the game, I'll be mad. I'll be a typical fan. But after the game, I'll be like, you know what? This is just what these guys do to us. This is what this team, this coaching staff, these players, everybody, this organization, this is just what they do. You know, they bring us up and they put us down. They bring us up and they put us down. The games that they're supposed to lose or it's supposed to be competitive, they completely destroy them. New Orleans Saints. The games where we're supposed to destroy them, we lose. Tennessee Titans. You know, how can you come out and beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 40-7, but then get completely shut out by the Indianapolis Colts 23-0 when they're in the same division? This is just what this team is, you know? So hopefully they play well. Hopefully they come out and they do what they need to do. Hopefully this defense, I'm excited for this defense. I'm ready for this defense. I know the defense is ready to get out. So let's all go for a Cowboys win. I'll be here after the game, probably Sunday night, maybe Monday. I think I'm going to go with Monday because it's just a lot for me. Last week I came here right after the Cowboys game because I was really excited, but then I kind of missed out on the red zone for the entire second half of the game. So I think I'm going to do the Cowboys review on Mondays. So hit that subscribe button and look out for the Cowboys review videos on Monday. If you like what you heard, hit that thumbs up. Go check out the video I just posted of me and my girlfriend hanging out. It's funny. Peace and love, everybody. I will talk to you guys soon. Go Cowboys.